United in the Europa League. Europa League. Me tell them one time, and me say Europa League. Europa.
Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another Europa League preview. And we need this to not be the last this season.
No, I want to hear that song again and again and again this season. You know, I know that every time it comes up, it can be a bit weird, can't it? Sometimes because when you lose a game in the Europa League, which we haven't done this season,
we haven't,
and you hear that song, you go, I don't know about that. But you know, I want to hear it more. I want to hear it several times. I want to hear it late into the season, and like you said, hopefully it won't be one of the last times we hear it, Fleck.
No, exactly. I agree. It's Sociedad. We are not losing. We are drawing. We maybe could have lost in the end when we got a bit tired, but we did all right. Done okay. Yeah, we was quite pleased with the performance for large parts, just not the quality. Then when we got the goal that we probably deserved, we wanted to go and get second, and we got struck by the unfortunate Bruno handball. And then from that point, it was about making sure we didn't mess it up and just stay intact.
Held on a little bit, didn't we?
We held on a little bit. We were knackered. And then since then, we've put in that good performance against Arsenal, which we're like, you know what? Man, Ruben was talking about surviving so we can get to this. I feel like we arrive here, apart from Lenny Yoro, which we'll have to wait and see. I think we arrive here having survived. I think we arrive here in good shape. I don't think we expended too much energy, especially in the first half. We made sure we weren't running around. I think that was a clear tactic. Let's just be compact. We didn't overexert ourselves. And then as the game opened up and we was 1-0 up as well by then, at half time, we then started to play with a little bit more intensity and create some more chances. So I think as that game, apart from actually winning it, went as good as it could have gone. And obviously, Yoro's that's an upset. That's a bit of a downer. He said he'll be back soon. He tweeted or he put a post out, but maybe this will be too soon for him, which is a shame because he's been playing well. So hopefully, maybe he could be back. I don't know. We don't know about Harry Maguire. We don't know about Gartz as of yet. Do we?
Yeah, that was a bit concerning, wasn't it? Because when they're not playing last week, the thought was, they'll play at the weekend against Arsenal. And when they both weren't included, it was like, maybe they're a bit actually worse. And we thought that was. So, yeah, like you said, we don't know about that one. I do think that with this at the moment, like you said, there is a whiff of positivity after the two draws. Sociedad, look, you would probably think they might be a bit better because they'll most likely have Zubimendi back. Didn't have him for the game last week. But it was what James said Monday on the red carpet. You know, they don't actually score a lot of goals.
No.
Real Sociedad. And actually their first shot on target was the penalty against us. So you do just feel like the game is there for us to take in.
It is there for us. It is.
We'd have to, we'll have to be a bit quicker, faster on the front foot. If we could get a good start in this game, I know we haven't been scoring goals in the first half, and the fact that Bruno's got that free kick right towards the edge of half time against Arsenal, it's like we scored in the first half. We don't score in the first half. If we could get an early goal, that would be a big difference maker here. And I just think the game would actually settle a bit more. But it is there for us, and as bad as we have been this season, this competition is still open. It's cup football. This is our season now.
This is it. It's all on this. Everything is this.
Yeah, it's all on this. And I don't know. I am feeling a bit more optimistic after the last two games, I must say. Still don't trust the players. Still don't trust this team.
No,
I do think it is there for us, though. This one.
It is there for. I think because we saw what happened in San Sebastian. We saw how we sort of controlled most of the game. We were all right. There wasn't much quality coming back from them as well, an attacking sense. They didn't pass us to death. They might have changed. I mean, there was points where we said, they've had more possession. It doesn't feel like it, though. So it didn't feel like they were raining on us. So those are the positives on our side. And the positives on their side is they can look at it and go, we need to have a go at them a bit more. Like, they're not great. We can have a go. We've got Zubimendi back in there. They're having a bad season. If we can start on the front foot, quiet down that crowd, which is not easy to do. It's easy to do at United if you start all right.
Yeah.
I think they could also maybe take some confidence because when they got that penalty, they grew in belief and said, actually, we can create some chances against these. So I'm not going to have that sort of obnoxious vibe of like, we'll dust these down. We can't say that to anyone. And actually, us having to change tact now. It's not the sit back in against Arsenal, be resolute and feel our way into the game. It's take the game to these. You got to blast these out of there. Like, we're at home. We've got to go through. There's no waiting for the game to come to us and try and stay in it and nick it and try and go through. No, it's too dangerous to do that. And this is what Ruben's talking about, how he wants his team to play versus what we saw against Arsenal. Those games are great. Survive, stay in there, bigger team than us, not bigger team than us, better team than us, etc., etc. Second against 14th, fine. These are the games that are evenly matched. And what we know from our players in this team is that anyone that's we play that's evenly matched, or even on paper worse than us, but ends up being evenly matched. So that worries me. Team, we know Dorgal will be back, so that's good. He'll play in the presser as well. But even just off of selection, we know he would have been back in. I think if Yoro's injured, would he give Aiden Heaven a go? I don't think he would.
I don't think so. He'd probably move
Mazraoui.
Yeah, probably move Mazraoui back, I would think. You probably have Dorgu,
Lindelof again.
Well, it depends how, I suppose, ready. I suppose how ready, because Lindelof, considering he's out for such a long time, he's played quite a bit of football over the last 7 days.
True. He played 90 against Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah, that might be a bit of a worry, a bit of a concern. But you probably have De Ligt, Mazraoui, and then I suppose
if he's not, if you can't play him, you're gonna have to go to Heaven.
It's Heaven or Lindelof. And to be fair, prior to the weekend, I would have gone, no, he can't do that. But after he came on, he got 45 minutes against Arsenal, and he looked pretty comfortable. And you're at home, you probably could get away with it. You probably
I think even if you had to start Lindelof and he can't last the whole game, it's fine to bring on Aiden Heaven to see out the rest, and then you switch things around. You probably put De Ligt in the middle, and then Mazraoui to right centre back, and then Aiden Heaven at left centre back. If that was the team if Lindelof starts again. So I think we've got enough options, and I think we would have known by now. I think if Harry Maguire was like, we don't know the Champions Club, but actually, relatively fair, he could be in training. We don't know.
We'll find out. The time recording this open training session will be happening soon, and we'll find out shortly. Then, I mean, when it goes to the midfield, Bruno will play in the deeper role. That's kind of he's locked in now.
He's locked in for now.
And he's playing well and scoring. You know, like I said, if Ugate's back, it'd be alongside.
Has he come straight back in?
It might be Casemiro again, you know.
Yeah, he's done all right, you know. Yeah. He hasn't. I think because we've played quite compact. Casemiro's. I think he's had some steady. He's just done the steady Eddie. He hasn't,
European nights.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, Casemiro. We know the deficiencies in this game, but to be fair to him, the top pro in terms of top professional. Like as long as you don't set him up to fail, and the game's all over the place with big spaces, he'll do okay. You know what I'm saying? He will. Yeah. It's the Rasmus one is interesting, isn't it? Because does he start out of default, or do you find a way to go Xerxes again in the 9 and then Eriksen Garnacho? He might do that. I think he probably will do that. But then European Rasmus, he's been trying to play him then. What do you reckon? I think for Arsenal at the weekend, it helped. It was easier because it was like, well, Xerxes, his touch is better. He can hold up the ball, blah, blah, blah. And we kind of need that a little bit because we are playing behind the ball. That won't be happening as much. So I think he might want him in the 10. I think Højlund will probably start. I think Højlund starts. Against this opposition, Xerxes in the 10 was good as well.
Yeah.
But then, do you bring on Garnacho off the bench in this type of game? Might need a bit of a difference maker if we're struggling.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I think that's 50-50.
I reckon Højlund will start. I'm going with Højlund will probably start.
I'm with you. I'll go. I think he'll start as well. Yeah, I think he'll start. So there you go. Right, predictions. Let's lock them in. Owen, positive we're going to get through to the next round?
I think we are going to get through to the next round. And I'm going to go with a scoreline that's, it's a popular scoreline on these previews.
Yeah.
It's not the one you're thinking of. I'm going with 2-0 Manchester United.
I knew he was going to go with that. That's what I've got. I've got that. I've got this. I've been cut. Listen, I've always been negative. We have been forced to. I don't know whether it's the last couple of days where I'm like, we have to find something to get behind. Like, I'm doing a KG. This is the game we have to win. There's a tiny bit of positivity, little tiny bit. Yeah. Just go and deal with these. And then you go in to tell you what, it's been a good week to get through the Europa League, hold Arsenal like we did, then hopefully go to Leicester. And then there could be like tell you what, this last bit of the season, we might be able to just Pressure's off in the Premier League, so can you get some? But then again, no. But then we're leaving
game by game.
The Forest.
Game
leading up to that Forest City
game
thing. Leave that.
Game by
game.
We're
going to win 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. Oh,
2-0.
there you go.
And then we'll talk about Leicester later on. 2-0.
Yeah.
Game by game. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know what you guys think prediction-wise and team selection-wise. We are out of here. I'll be at the game as well in the press. Hopefully we get through. We will get through. We're out of here. Peace.